In a previous video, I proclaimed that perhaps the older rums, not necessarily the best rums to use in cocktails. But is that the case with cocktails like this, the Old Fashioned, which is just typically rum, a tiny amount of sugar, unless you lot have got a little bit of a sweet tooth and added a lot, and then bitters. And obviously you get that dilution from the stirring down. So can a younger rum hold up in an Old Fashioned? Or is this the case for when you do need an older, more robust rum? Now, I do like my blind tastings and my comparisons, but actually this video is probably not geared up for that, because if you can't tell the difference between a younger aged rum and an older aged rum in something like a Rum Fashioned, then there's something going wrong. You've probably got too much sugar in it. So actually what I want to take this opportunity to do in this video is just describe how the age profiles do affect a cocktail that is just so basic and so minimal you can make it in 10 seconds. There's a couple of things to note here, just in case you are watching me for the first time. Firstly, I love daiquiris more than I do Rum Fashions, but that's not to say I dislike the cocktail. I do actually quite like it, but typically I do want ice cold drinks. And while the Rum Fashions are cold to a certain extent, there's nothing like that sort of citrusy, sour kind of taste that I prefer. And secondly, inherently, I do prefer younger rums. I am team unaged, team white rum, and team, in just this little comparison, team 8-year-old over the 12-year-old. But this cocktail does bring up something different in me. And actually a few regular people might be surprised about what I'm about to say. Now, as we dive back into these education videos that I kind of did a few years ago and I'm resurfacing now in a better, more succinct way, hopefully. The one thing I have mentioned a couple of times now, which that has blown quite a few people's minds that are new to rum, is actually when we take one distillery, like Appleton, for example, from Jamaica, the 12-year-old is not the signature aged up for a whole bunch of years longer. The 12-year-old is not the 8-year-old aged up for another 4 years. How these big distilleries go back, because they've got multiple stills, they use multiple different barrels, is they actually blend rums together of certain ages. So actually the 8-year-old will have longer aged rums in it. I forget the actual DNA of this now, but it will have 8-year-old as the minimum aged rum in there. So it will go up slightly longer. Same with the 12-year-old, it might have a touch of 15-year-old in there. The signature, I do believe, has got a touch of 4-year-old rums in there, even though it's an unaged rum, or a rum that doesn't have an age statement. That's the better way of saying that. So don't just naturally assume like this is how these rums taste 4 years extra in a barrel. They are blended in different barrels that might have had whiskey in them, that might have had cognac in them, that might have had sherry in them. But they just kind of, what you will get is the extra wood notes, the extra vanillin notes that come off from spending more time in a barrel. And actually, here's a word that I don't use too often in these videos, but tannins. Tannins you would probably associate more with red wine. A dry Malbec, for instance, like really grips the side of your teeth and your gums and you know you're having it. Well, actually, when rum spends more time in a barrel, you do get those tannin notes that make the rum more grippy, if you like, around your teeth, around your gum, maybe even dry your tongue out slightly more. And the caveat is, unless they've added a ton of sugar to mask all that taste. So I guess when you're making rum cocktails, like your tiki cocktails, your juice cocktails, your pina colada cocktails, there's that point, in my opinion, when it comes to cocktails specifically, you get that kind of diminishing returns. You would spend maybe an extra 10, 15 quid on the 12-year-old over the 8-year-old. And is it actually giving you a £10 better cocktail, essentially, or whatever that equates to per double, per 60 or 2 ounces? I don't think when you get up to a certain point that actually longer aged rums that cost more actually give you the benefit in the cocktails, except for this drink. In fact, I'm going to be very hypocritical to myself here and sort of say that actually, do you know what? I don't think it's actually worth making a Rum Fashioned with anything under 8 years old. I would just simply drink those neat, personally. because I kind of like them. Where I do prefer the sugar and a little bit of bitters is for me to actually enjoy a 12-year-old rum, but just slightly roughing out or smooth. I said this in the previous video and had to re-edit, slightly smooth out those rough edges, those wood notes, those barrel notes that I don't inherently enjoy from sipping a longer aged rum neat. That's not to say you can't add sugar to the Appleton Signature or the Appleton 8-year-old. In fact, I've got bars pretty close to me in my hometown of Cambridge that I know for a fact use Appleton Signature in their Rum Old Fashions and still charge nearly £15 for it. $22 in the UK. For me, that is just blows my tiny little mind. But then I know and understand about rum. The vast majority of people that are walking into that bar just see Appleton as the premium bar call when it's alongside Bacardi and will quite happily pay that money for what they think is a premium drink. Now, I knew how long this video would take to sort of film, intakes and stuff. And that's why I've used one great big solid chunk of ice. I've actually got clear ice here, get me? So it hasn't watered that drink down too much. That is still a really good drink. But do you know what? That Appleton Signature, the Appleton 8-year-old in the middle there, doesn't actually give me too much. It's just rum, but a touch of dilution and a touch of sweetness. And yes, you get those little bit of bitters in the background, but it's not doing too much. Whereas the 12-year-old now really does stand up for that. I don't lose the inherent characteristics of the rum. As I said, I've just got a tiny bit of sugar in there and I've done a 60ml with literally 5ml of sugar. That's kind of what I would do for something like that. I don't need much, 5, maybe 10ml if I stretch it a little bit further, but I'm definitely not going 15ml or 25ml or anything like in a rum fashion. I just find that 5, maybe 10ml, you do not lose the essence of the rum, but it just makes it, for me that prefers younger rums, it just makes the older rums more palatable. And obviously that means that then I enjoy this cocktail a lot more because now this gives me loads of character, loads of flavor, as opposed to two drinks that actually don't. I mean, the Appleton Signature is perfectly good. It is a good rum fashioned. It really is. But is it anything in comparison to the Appleton 12-year-old? No, not by a long shot. So actually, when I mentioned in the previous video, do you know what? I think the 8-year-olds are about the sweet spot for cocktails. I'm going to stand by that. I think that is my opinion, you know, and actually unaged rums, white rums, I think are fantastic in rum cocktails. I don't necessarily think the 12-year-olds work in cocktails. Maybe there's a case for like the Eldorado 12-year-old in a Mai Tai, the Appleton 12-year-old in a Mai Tai, but I'm pretty much guaranteeing to 95% of people that will ever drink a Mai Tai, they're not going to taste the difference between an Appleton 12 and an Appleton 8 in a 2-rum blend, let alone when you do a 4-rum blend with those sort of rums. But I do think the time to shell out on more expensive, longer aged rums is when you do want a drink like this. Now, I'm getting at this because, as I say, I don't like neat, longer aged rums. But that's not to say I don't enjoy the character of them if I've got a tiny, tiny bit of sugar just to balance that out. Because don't forget, when you've got a cocktail like this, the barrel, the oak or chestnut or whatever's been used is actually an ingredient in itself, because the longer it spends time in a barrel, the longer those flavors are imparted in the rum. And when you've got rum cocktails with 5, 6, 7 ingredients, you lose that. But when you've got a rum cocktail with 2 ingredients, 3 maybe if depending on the bitters, 4 if you're including a tiny bit of dilution, but that's in every cocktail unless you're going for a tea posh, then actually, do you know what? I will concede that those wood notes is exactly what you want when you're coming to drink cocktails like this. But as nice as that tastes, and that does taste flipping fantastic, it's still nothing compared to an unaged rum daiquiri. Cheers. See you next time.